Hey everyone, First T here. Thanks for checking out this YouTube channel. Congratulations, Rory McIlroy, on winning the 2019 WGC-HSBC Champions. Here's his post-win press conference interview.
Just give us a sense of your thoughts coming into the playoff hole on 18, really, because that was where everything sort of changed for the day.
Yeah, I guess it's funny, even though I was leading by one playing the last and Xander birdied it to get into the playoff and I only made par, I think we were both pretty happy with the playoff, walking off the 18th green in regulation. I thought my tee shot was in the water, so to get away with a 5 and I would have taken that walking off the tee. So I think both of us were in pretty good spirits going into that playoff, and I knew I just whenever he pulled the paper out of Slugger's hand and got number 2 and I got the honor, I knew that was a big moment because I could hit a drive down the fairway and sort of put the pressure on him, and I piped one down there and I surprised how far it got down there into the wind, and just from that tee shot, that set up everything else. So pivotal moment was just getting the honor on that 18th tee and hitting that tee shot.
好，首先我们再次恭喜我们的2019年世锦赛环球冠军赛的冠军麦克罗伊。当然呢，有加动赛来结束整个比赛。问到他的感觉，怎么去总结他今天的比赛？他觉得呢，感觉非常有趣，因为呢，其实原本在18洞领先一杆，而且他也称赞谢奥菲勒今天真的打得非常好。然后最后他在18洞打了一个标准杆5杆。其实呢，他觉得说。进到了加东赛，对于他包括谢奥菲勒两个人，其实也是感到非常高兴的，因为实在是打得太刺激了。当他回想他在18洞的时候呢，他以为自己已经打进了水障碍，结果居然没事，而且还被他把球救回来，然后最后用了5杆去完成了18洞，其实他也觉得满意。后续呢，在抽签的时候呢，他自己抽到1号就是先开的时候，他就知道他要把握这个机会去给到谢奥菲勒一定的压力。他也有点意外，当他开球的时候，能够看到球乘着风去到这么远的距离，是他让他自己感到挺意外的。所以呢，其实，在加东赛的一开球的时候，他已经知道自己有这个信心，而且有这个更大的机会来赢得这场比赛的胜利。
In terms of victories as well this year, Rory, it's 4 to your name now, plus another WGC being obviously the marquee one for you. You must just be thrilled with how the game is and the consistency to be able to pull that off week in, week out and be in contention.
Yeah, I am. I mean, if anything, look, the 4 wins this year have been, wonderful. The Players' Championship, Canadian Open, the Tour Championship to win the FedEx Cup, and then, big events. But I think more than that, it is the consistency that I'm bringing week in, week out. I'm able to, even if I don't have my best stuff, give myself at least a chance. Or, even last week in Japan, find something after a couple of days and go on to produce a high finish. So everything, I think maybe more so than, say when I first came out on tour, I try 100% over every shot. I think because I realize I don't have as much time left as I used to when I was 20. Even if I'm having a bad day, I'm trying over every single shot. My concentration's better. My mental capacity on the golf course is much better than it ever has been, and I think that's the big key to why I'm able to play consistently week in, week out.
刚刚问到麦克罗伊今年赢了4次冠军，包括一次可以说是自己很想赢到的世锦赛的赛事。我们一直在强调他的稳定性，是他取胜的重要的关键。他会不会觉得非常激动？他觉得说今年赢了4场比赛，其实每一场都是大赛。 自己可能在今年发觉，就算有时候开局的时候打得并没有太好，但是呢，他觉得他自己总会有办法可以扭转到他的劣势。包括在上个礼拜在日本的时候，虽然说整体其实有一半发挥不太好，但是最后都能够挽回败局，能够拿到不错的分数。他觉得呢自己每一次打球都是100%的全力以赴。虽然而且特别因为知道自己现在年纪已经不轻了，不像说自己20岁的时候还有很多机会去犯错，所以呢他每一杆每一球他都会尽全力的去打。这个可能就是因为这个原因，所以让他在意志上、在精神上、在集中力、那个专注度上面呢，会表现得更加好。
Frank.
就是他谈到他的目标，年末的时候要回到世界第一，这个目标对他来说现在有什么更进一步？
Well, remember that we talk about your target as trying your best to go back to world number one at the end of the year. So right now, after winning this WGC, has that mentality sort of changing a bit? That you'll be more optimistic of that?
I don't know. As I said, I have, when we spoke at the start of the week, I had 2 tournaments left this year, and obviously after winning this, I have 1. I don't know if a win in Dubai in a couple of weeks' time will get me to, give me enough points to get to that number 1 ranking. But, as I said, I just wanted to play well until the end of the year to give myself a great platform going into 2020. And I've, regardless of what happens in Dubai, I've already done that. I've, a lot of world ranking points here, FedEx Cup points, and it's nice to be number 1 in that very early on in the season and be up there from the start. Obviously, it's, I don't know how many points it gets me in terms of the race to Dubai and where it moves me to there. It might have an outside chance in Dubai, I'm not sure. But, even though it's the end of the year, there's still a lot to play for. At least for me, there is anyway. You need to find things to motivate you, and those are the things that motivated me to travel all this way to Asia and play hard the last couple of weeks. And, excited about how I've played, and I've got 1 event left to try and replicate that play that I've shown over the last 2 weeks.
刚刚他回答，他其实并不知道，因为呢，他之前说今年呢距离年末还有2次比赛，现在完成了世锦赛，还有1场在迪拜的大赛。他其实并不太清楚，他需要能够拿到多少分才可以回到世界排名第1。但是他觉得能够在迪拜那边打得好的话，肯定加上这一场的世锦赛的冠军，他的积分肯定会帮助他在进入到2020的新赛季会有一个非常好的根基，非常好的基础。说实在，他真的不知道他要在迪拜打到怎样好，最少要拿到多少分才可以去挑战世界排名第1。但是他觉得他今年真的整体的表现非常好，也获得了足够的分数，让他在2020年的时候有一个非常好的开始。他觉得现在有这么好的基础，会让他更有动力来在2020年的时候做出更好的表现。那其实呢，他回想在过去几个礼拜，飞到了亚洲来参加过不同的大赛，其实也让他觉得对于自己的表现非常振奋，他也觉得非常满意。
Doug.
2 short ones. First, Xander drew the 2, right?
Yes.
He drew the number.
Yeah.
Was it harder to hit the regulation tee shot on 18, even with a 1-shot lead, just after watching 2 guys pipe it down the middle?
You know what? Not necessarily. It was more so. I delayed in hitting it because I saw Jason Kokrak down on the right side of the fairway, and I didn't know whether he was in range or not. So I sort of backed off it, and I sort of took maybe an extra couple of minutes until he, where he was, that part of the fairway cleared, just so I had a clear vision of what I wanted to do. So I think more than anything else, it was that. And then was there a second?
Second question is, you did pretty much what you thought you would have needed to have done, 67, 68, didn't drop a single shot on the weekend, and still get pushed all the way to a playoff. Is it a reminder, and Louis right there too, by the way,
Yeah.
is it a reminder at all of how hard it is to win? And if it is, why do you think you win more than most?
I don't think any of us need reminders of how hard it is to win. It's difficult. I think as golfers we accept that, if you win, 1 out of every 10 tournaments you play, that's going to add up to be a pretty successful career. Why do I win more than most? What's that? I don't know. I wouldn't. I guess everyone wants it the same. I would guess. If anything, over the last few years, I feel, for the most part, there's been times where I haven't, but for the most part, I've been able to get the best out of myself when I've needed it, and that's been a learning curve for me. That's something that didn't come quite as naturally to me at the start of my career. But I've had enough experience, and I've got a lot of great memories to draw back on. So, the 2 shots that I hit into 18 in the playoff, I've got, Eastlake a few years ago when I played the playoff there, and there's so many, shots that I've had under pressure that I can draw on, and that's a big advantage as well, just being in those positions a little more often.
刚刚问到了2个问题，首先呢就问到这其实在抽签的时候呢，肖菲勒抽到第2，他其实觉得呢，在正规赛的时候，虽然说自己领先1杆，但是进入到第18洞，看到同组2位选手也是那么靠近，那么有实力，对他来讲是不是有很大的压力？他其实觉得并不尽然，因为呢，他其实那个时候他花了比较多的时间来去处理最后的18洞，是因为当时他在看的在他的视野的右方，有点不太清楚，他想要再看清楚以后才去进行开球，但是呢还挺幸运的。他说主要真的是有非常大的运气的成分。最后呢他的那一杆打出去以后还没有掉进水里面，所以呢能够让他5杆完成了第18洞。然后呢第2条问题问到他今天其实呢头3天打67，最后其实呢成绩虽然说整天没有任何的措施，没有丢过任何一个洞，但是跟着同组包括肖菲勒有那么好的表现，其实会不会提醒了自己，其实呢这一类型的赛事很困难才能够赢。当然麦克罗伊也说，当然没有意味着职业的高尔夫球手需要这样子的提醒，因为其实作为职业的高尔夫球手，在可能10个比赛里面能够赢到1个或者2个，其实已经算是蛮不错的成绩。他觉得很多人都希望能够看到他胜利，他也觉得过去的几年，觉得自己在经验的累积方面，让自己都可以在每场的比赛能够发挥出最好的自己，因为在他的职业生涯的初段的时候，并没有说很自然会让他有这么好的表现。但是他觉得呢，经验的累积对他呢真的有非常大的帮助。那肯定呢，在今天呢带18洞的2杆的回忆呢，肯定会让他印象更加深刻。但是呢，可能在完成了第1个18洞以后，在加东赛的时候，可能你自己年轻的时候如果没有这么丰富的经验，可能在进攻方面策略可能会有不一样。但是就觉得就是因为他现在打了那么久，累积那么好的经验，所以给了他在最后的加东赛有一定的优势。
祝我小伙伴都很 congratulations Rory。我有2个问题，第一个问题是，他有没有记得8年前，其实他在上海赢过1次冠军，当时就是中国球迷给他一个新的绰号叫 Little Mac 小麦，他对上海来这么多次有没有一些印象？他有没有机会去品尝上海的美食？他对这个城市的印象大概是什么样的？这第一个问题。第2个问题是，颁奖仪式上有一个中国的少年站在他旁边，就是说，如果有一天中国高尔夫想成为他现在这样一个成就，想赢得世界冠军赛，还需要在哪方面多努力一些？谢谢 ，Thank you。
First of all, the 2 parts of the question. First, did you remember that 8 years ago you actually won your first championship here in Shanghai? And what was the memory of that? Because a lot of Chinese fans had great memories of that, and that's why they start calling you Little Mac. That's because you were still young that time.
Yeah.
And I mean, what was the best image or the best memory for you? Not just about golf, but in terms of food, the city. How do you feel about the city of Shanghai? And second part of the question is, well, after you win at the championship balcony, you actually get to meet a Chinese youth golfer. What do you talk to him about, and what kind of advice that you would give him after you win this trophy?
Yeah, so it was 8 years ago I won at Lake Mallorin at which was the Shanghai Masters, that first event, and then obviously it went on to be the BMW Championship. The one thing I remember about that week, I beat Anthony Kim in a playoff, and I think it's the last time I've ever seen him. So that's one thing I remember. But I've always enjoyed Shanghai. It's a wonderful city. I've had some really good times here. I think as the years have went on, the golf fans here have become more and more knowledgeable. And I've never seen bigger crowds at this tournament than today. I've definitely never played in front of bigger crowds. So the excitement for the sport in this country is definitely growing, and that's a great thing to see. And I think getting to spend some time with the juniors this week. Obviously, HSBC supports the China Golf Association. They support them very well, and to be able to spend some time with the kids. My thing is, thinking back to when I was their age, my mum and dad they just instilled in me so much belief, and I knew that this is the life that I was going to live, and these are the tournaments that I were going to win, and I never really had a second thought. I didn't have any doubt about it, and if I were giving some advice to those kids, it's whatever you think is possible for you, or even what's not possible, beyond your wildest dreams, go for it. Just go for it and think big and believe in yourself, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do anything, because I've had plenty of people over the years tell me that I wasn't big enough, or I was from too small a country, or whatever it may be. But I didn't let any of that stand in my way. I knew what I wanted to do, and I went ahead with a lot of self-belief and ended up doing it.
好，刚刚首先呢，回想当然呢，他会记得在第一部分，就那个时候8年前去参加上海大师赛，后续呢变成了 BMW 的锦标赛。那他唯一最深刻的印象就是说，他记得那个时候呢，他击败了 Anthony Kim 金和珍，但是呢，好像打赢他了以后呢，后续就再没有见过他了。然后呢，他觉得现在他对上海的印象其实非常多，特别印象比较深就是他看到上海的球迷，包括在中国的球迷呢，对于高尔夫更加有看法，更加了解这个比赛，而且有更多的人去到现场来支持，包括在球场外也是。他觉得他这个感到非常惊讶，非常神奇，是中国在最近呢近年来的高尔夫球呢技术的发展，他觉得呢这是非常棒的一件事。然后他也很难得感谢汇丰的赞助，让他每次他们来到上海比赛的时候，也会有更多的时间机会跟一些青少年高尔夫球手在交流，给他们多一点时间，让他们多一点去切磋。他觉得他回想自己在那个年纪的时候，他的爸爸妈妈对他非常信任，这个也是为了就是应该说。打好了他自己在高尔夫相信自己喜欢高尔夫运动的一个信心、一个自信心。他觉得那个时候因为父母亲的支持，让他觉得说他除了高尔夫之外就没有其他的想法，可以为着他的目标勇往直前。所以如果说要给到青少年高尔夫球手一些建议的话，他就说无论有什么可能或者不可能的事，你也要勇往直前不要惧怕，而且不要减低你自己梦想无限大，不要让任何人告诉你不行，反而是越多人告诉你不行，你也必须要继续的往前走去为了自己的目标迈步向前走。这个就是如果对于中国青少年高尔夫球手的一个很好的建议。
It's going to be our last question.
我想问麦克罗伊，就是他今年赢得了4场美巡赛的胜利，并且他也是今年的美巡赛最佳球员。但是在5年前的时候，2014年，他曾背靠背赢得了英国公开赛还有 PGA 锦标赛2场大满贯赛的冠军，并且在那一年他也是世界第一。所以我想知道，对于麦克罗伊在他心中的话，这2年哪一年可能是他职业生涯迄今为止最了不起的一个赛季？他对哪个赛季的成就会更加的满意？谢谢。
Okay, well, this year, we've mentioned that you have 4 wins, and then you were the best player in the PGA Tour. And recalling 5 years ago in 2014, you become world #1, and you win a lot of great tournaments. So during these 4 years, what was it like mentally for you to go through that after you've been world #1? And is there Any special seasons that you can recall that is more important than this one? Because now you have won yourself the WGC HSBC Champions now. It should be probably the best season after 2015, isn't it?
It's definitely up there. I've had some great seasons. 2012, I won 5 times. That's still the most I've ever won in a calendar year. I won 4 times in 2014, 4 times in 2015. I won my first FedEx Cup in 2016. But this is definitely, I had 2017 and 18, I had a couple of injuries. Went through, changing equipment as well, and there were just a couple of things. I was a little unsettled, I guess. But, the last 18 months I've been very settled. I've been comfortable with everything, my game, my equipment, my body's been healthy or healthier. It's actually, I struggled with some back problems in my early 20s and knock on wood that, my body feels as good as it ever has at 30. So I'm excited for the future. I feel like this year compares to 2014, 2015, but I don't see any reason why I can't go ahead and have an even better year next year.
Congratulations once again, Rory. What are your thoughts on this year's 2019 WGC HSBC Champions? Let me know in the comment section below. And please, click on the thumbs up icon if you liked this video. Subscribing to this YouTube channel and sharing the video also helps. And don't forget to click on the notification button for this channel so you won't miss the next First 2T video.